more common than copper is iron, although iron was not smelted as early as copper. It's not common that people see just individual crystals of iron themselves. This is iron without any other material being alloyed into it. The steels that we have commonly have other materials alloyed, such as carbon for the basic steel, and stainless steel has chromium and nickel alloyed in. There are nickel steels as well. We know this is iron because it is magnetic. Although there are other magnetic metals, cobalt and nickel and gadolinium, they don't appear as this. So it's easy to tell that indeed this is iron. Are you going to edit that out? A common form of native iron is this. This is a meteorite. You can tell it's amorphous, lumpy. It too is magnetic. But there's a difference between this iron and the other iron we saw. Meteorites typically have a small amount of nickel alloyed with them. Indeed, if you analyze for this, it will have between 6 and 8% nickel, very characteristic of an iron meteorite. A common mineral of iron is pyrite. This is iron sulfide. Look at the beautiful cubic structure. This is a common iron ore. This is a common iron ore. But it is difficult to get out the sulfide. Typically, we roast pyrites to oxidize the sulfur into sulfur dioxide. But then, of course, the sulfur dioxide is a major pollutant. And hence, a better ore of iron is iron oxide. Iron oxides are not as common as iron sulfides, but they are much easier to smelt because all you have to do is get rid of the oxygen. We do that with charcoal. This is hematite. Hematite. Hemat is the Greek word for blood, and if you take this and were to chip off small pieces of it, it would be red, and ground up hematite is blood red. This is iron oxide, Fe2O3. There's another form of oxide. The other form of oxide is magnetite. Look at the beautiful crystal of magnetite here, octahedral. This is Fe3O4. It, from the name, obviously, is magnetic. Well, if this is magnetic, is the hematite? Let's try. Here's the hematite, testing the magnetism. Nope, hematite is not magnetic. So it's easy to tell, to differentiate between magnetite and hematite. Iron oxides in nature. This is limonite, which is a hydroxy iron oxide, and more commonly known as classical rust. It's simply crystallized rust. This is the first form of rust which forms when iron oxidizes in nature. Iron rusts in water commonly, and since this is a hydroxy iron oxide, it makes sense that this would be a hydroxy iron oxide. Okay. There are two oxidation states of iron. There's ferric and ferrous. These are iron chlorides. This is ferric chloride, Fe plus 3, FeCl3, and it is yellowish. And indeed, ferric compounds are typically yellowish or reddish. This is ferrous, Fe plus 2, FeCl2. It is typically greenish. And if you look in nature for compounds of iron, you can date them plus or minus a billion years, because before the oxidative atmosphere occurred, the iron compounds were typically of the ferrous nature, Fe plus 2, but then after plants produced a great deal of oxygen in the atmosphere, then ferric was the major type of iron compound. Finally, we have a very unusual form of iron oxide. This is called magmahite. It is simply an allotropic form, that is a different form of iron oxide. This is the kind of iron ore which was prevalent or common in the New England area, which was smelted in the 1600s and in the 1700s.